I recently found this photo while I was looking for something else in the garage, which is already almost 20 years old. How did that happen? So given how long ago this was, I don't quite remember all the details, but there was a time that Mia and I were talking about Dumbo and the train, Casey Jr. Somehow I mentioned that as the train is going up the hill, it's saying, I think I can. I think I can. And Mia said, no, it's not. It's just going ch-ch-ch-ch-ch-ch. And I said, you want to bet? Mia took the bet. I'm Mr. Trains. She's Mrs. Disney. So, it could go either way, I guess. But believe me, I know that train. I was obsessed with that movie for that train scene when I was a kid. I made my poor mother rent that movie so many times, and I would just watch it again and again and again and again. So if Mia lost, she got a spanking. And according to Mia, if I lost, I had to buy her a bag of gummy worms, which she said I still did anyway. But I did not lose, and she got a spanking. Speaking of bets that end in a spanking, this is like the project that won't die. And Mia keeps coming up with new finish dates, right?
Yeah.
So Friday was the final one. Today is Friday. It's not over. It's 5:20 p.m. So what do we say until midnight?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay, so at 12:01 a.m. this is either done or you're getting a spanking. On your butt.
Where else would it be?
Oh, Mia, don't get fresh with me. Isn't that right, Mooch? Okay, I'll leave you alone now. Oh, sorry. Mia's on the last page, and it's also almost 10 o'clock.
Yeah. It's not going to take me 2 hours.
I don't know how long it's gonna. So you think you're getting out of that spanking tonight?
I think I'm getting out of it.
So back then, Mia and I actually weren't dating yet. This was only a year after we had graduated from college. I still had my girlfriend, and things with her were complicated to say the least. And of course, Mia, her boyfriend, now lived in California. So when she graduated from college and moved to California from Oregon, her stupid boyfriend was there waiting for her. Even if things with my girlfriend were going great at the time, which they really weren't, she was living on the other side of the country and didn't think she was ever going to move to California. And it seemed like I was going to be there for a long time. It's kind of hard to be in a relationship with someone if you're going to be on opposite sides of the country indefinitely. More than fair to say, I had a little thing for Mia since our sophomore year of college. But again, she had a boyfriend, I had a girlfriend, and, after college, we just assumed we were going to be on opposite sides of the country. I wanted to stay on the East Coast. She lived in Oregon and figured she'd be moving to California. So Mia and I dating just didn't seem realistic. Sophomore year, Mia was mostly a girl in my film class who I just thought was really cute. We got to know each other a little better junior year, thanks to Corey, and the more I got to know Mia, the more I liked Mia. And then senior year, I thought we had gotten pretty close. Corey had been my roommate, but second semester of senior year, he actually moved out with the girl he had met. So then I was left alone in the double, and Mia kind of moved in. She was there a lot. As the end of our senior year rapidly approached, we tried to spend more and more time with each other. Just before graduation, Mia even came back to my home with me in New Jersey so we could just be together by ourselves. And I mean, nothing against any of our friends at Pratt, but we just wanted it to be the two of us. I was certainly not happy to say goodbye to Mia after graduation, and I was determined we'd meet again. And we did. I ended up moving to California as well. But when I got there, 6 months had gone by, and Mia was back with her stupid boyfriend, and when we first saw each other, it didn't feel like things were the way we left them at all. It was like we seemed familiar to each other, but not like a couple, which to be fair, we were not, but this was like 6 months ago.
Hello.
In November of 2003, shortly after I'd moved to California, I had 2 tickets to a movie premiere, which also included an after party where people had drinks and food and talked and that kind of stuff. I invited Mia. That was the first time I'd seen her since Pratt. I thought it was a pretty fun evening. That was the time I spit on David Spade.
Oh, well, I think he deserved it.
Not on purpose. He was standing there in the corner, kind of by himself. He looked lonely, so I went over and Told him Dickie Roberts was awesome. It seemed like he thought maybe he knew me or thought I was somebody else, and he started talking to me, and a lady walked up to us offering drinks. It was a champagne mixed with Red Bull. So I took it, and I took a sip of it while we're standing there talking. So I must have swallowed it down the wrong pipe, and it started fizzing and bubbling, and I just kind of spit it at him. The reaction just happened faster than I could even turn my head. David turned to Mia and pointed to another part of the room and said, "I'm gonna go over there now before he throws up on me." Eventually, we went back to my place where Mia's car was. Again, being 20 years ago, it's a little fuzzy now, but I remember Mia just kind of walking over to her car to leave, and I tried to go give her a hug goodnight, and her reaction was kind of like, "What the hell are you doing? I don't know you like that." Hey, Mia. I was just wondering, 20 years ago, why wouldn't you give your future hubs a hug goodnight?
I don't know.
Mia, that wasn't nice of you. Hurt my feelings. Honey.
Sorry.
I remember eventually we had some fight online. I think I was upset that we weren't seeing each other like we'd seen each other one time in the month or two that I'd been there. Seeing Mia was one of the things I was most excited about moving to California for, but it seemed like she was trying to make things work with her boyfriend again, and I guess I was in the way. And it's fair to say that I definitely intended to get in the way. And then after Mia and I had stopped talking, my girlfriend came to visit for my birthday and Thanksgiving. This was the first time I'd seen her since I left New Jersey. She seemed different this time, in a good way. Some of the things that were not going so well didn't really seem to be an issue this time. I've always been fairly vague about what the issues were. It had something to do with her mother, and the issue existed before I was in the picture. Might leave it at that for now, but it created a lot of problems in general. It was an unfortunate situation, but this time she was just very cheerful, very present. It was all the good things and none of the bad. Karaoke might not seem like a big deal, but previously she wouldn't sing in front of anybody, myself included, and forget videotaping. But this night she was like Miss Karaoke. I guess you could say she was just a lot less inhibited in general this time. Like she could be very judgmental, very self-conscious, very worried about what everybody else would think if yada yada yada, which was something I really liked about Mia, how the two of us could just go have fun and not really care. Like Mia could hula hoop in Party City, and that's just Mia being Mia. My girlfriend wouldn't even have wanted to go to Party City because they didn't sell shoes, purses, or belts. Just look at this face. Like you could kind of see the joy in these stupid things that we would do. You know, like this brought us joy. Just going out to dumb places and being us. I didn't have this with my girlfriend, and this is me being me. And when Mia would smile like this, which was pretty often, it just kind of made me melt. And like again, here's Mia walking into a random carpet place just so she can inhale the new carpet smell. She didn't even go inside. We just left. I'm sure there are some people in there saying WTF, but Mia don't care. But this particular visit, it was like Girlfriend 2.0. If this were typical, it seemed like we could have had a future, assuming we ever could have lived in the same state. After I dropped her off at LAX, I was pretty bummed. I was pretty upset. Then in February of 2004, Julie and Jerry came to visit Mia, and all four of us got together and hung out. This was the first time I'd seen Mia since, well, the last time, which was also the first time since I moved to California. And Mia was still as adorable as ever. I took everyone out in Buddy, and we did some sightseeing and tourist stuff. I took everyone to 3rd Street Promenade, the pier, the beach. We walked around Hollywood. We spent a day at Six Flags, which is actually across the street from Power Rangers. Well, where Power Rangers used to film anyway. By this time, it was being filmed in New Zealand. Mia is very cute when she tries on dumb hats. So Mia and I were now kind of back to the way we were at Pratt. And things with my girlfriend, who was still living in New Jersey, were not going so well again. Mia and I were good again, but her boyfriend was still in the picture. I don't know why. Neither of us liked him. Alright, so there's a little bit more backstory of the events leading up to the night Mia lost her Dumbo bet and got a spanking. I think at that time, things qualified as, it's complicated. And then maybe to make things even a little more strange, this is a thing that happened. My girlfriend and Mia did know each other for a number of years. They weren't BFFs or anything like that, but they got along. They were kind of friendly. A little bit, anyway. The three of us hung out a number of times. And believe it or not, even with all the time Mia and I spent together in college, Mia was always very respectful of my girlfriend and our relationship. And honestly, I can't say the same thing when it comes to Mia and her boyfriend. I was tired of him. He had so many chances with Mia, and he was not nice to her. When I first posted the photo, this just all sounds so silly and ridiculous. We're wearing these silly shiny things and the pimp hat, and it's a spanking for losing a bet about a talking train in a cartoon about a flying elephant. It was really complicated, actually. I was definitely very excited about spanking Mia. But, like, how much of a line were we crossing here? I imagine my girlfriend wouldn't have been thrilled to learn that Mia was wearing shiny silver spandex about to get a spanking in my bedroom. But it would also be fair to say that she attracted a lot of attention from a lot of rather scummy guys, and that was actually one of the things. There was a specific incident that Mia and I ended up bonding over our senior year, and that kind of led to our relationship. That's what inspired our trip to Coney Island, and that was the nature of our conversations for the day. Boyfriend-girlfriend troubles. Senior year, my girlfriend just had other stuff going on, I guess we could say, and Mia was there being a good Mia the whole time. My bigger concern really was what was my relationship with Mia. Obviously, I liked her, and we were spending a lot of time together now. But did she or could she see me as a boyfriend, and what was the status of her stupid boyfriend? We had a fun night that night, as we usually did. Mia did get her Dumbo spanking, but I'm sorry to say it was kind of lame, and Mia seemed kind of disappointed by it. It was more like a light tap one time, I think. I remember Mia turning her head at me and making a face. She's like, "That's it?" I'm not really sure what Mia was expecting, but for a good variety of reasons, I just figured we should take it kind of easy. And of course now, as though I needed any more reasons to like Mia, girl's got a really nice butt. Confirmed. Oh, Mia. Mia did it.
I did it.
I was kind of looking forward to giving you that spanking. It wouldn't get done until finally I would benefit from it, and then poof, done. When was the last time you had a good spanking?
Oh.
It's been a while. Celebratory spanking! Yeah. Oh, good. Alright, so in 2 days, I edited together less than 10 minutes spanning 7 years of things that, a lot of which were off the top of my head from 20 years ago, so, you know. I think it's a pretty good story. It's also, a lot is missing, too. There's a lot more backstory and a lot more story that goes in between things. You know, I could tell more stories if there's interest in that, but that still at least fills in some of the gaps that I feel like we're always missing from the public channel. Mia's busy in her office doing some other thing right now, but I did want her to talk a little bit more about her side of things, so, you know, obviously I don't want her to sound like a villain at all. I tried not to do that. She had her own stuff going on, again, and so did I. My first year in California, it really wasn't a good time for either of us. Well, one story is I got a job working on a Comedy Central show, and the producer of the show happened to be like my long-lost uncle or something. Uncle? Cousin? Cousin. I had only met the guy once at a dinner party like years ago before. Even today, I couldn't tell you how I'm related to him. I'm kind of curious now. But anyway, so the lady that I reported to, she hated me so much before I ever walked in the door, according to some of the other guys that I worked with, because I was related to the producer. So, like, she was already determined that she was going to make my life a living hell. That's what she said to the one nice guy that I worked with at that job. Boy, did she, so anyway, you know, I could talk about that. Well, maybe I'll add on Mia's behalf. Like, I remember being annoyed because, you know, I wanted to see her, obviously, and there was that show that I wanted to work on with her and see if we could try to pitch that and, you know, do something like you know, work together. That was kind of my dream after college, was someday Mia and I would get our show made and we'd work together. That's what I wanted to do, and maybe with Jerry, too. I was wanting to see Mia, and she was too busy. And then, like, you know, we were on AOL or whatever we had back then, AIM. She had an away message, something about playing video games with her stupid boyfriend. I have no memory of any of this, but I could guess that I probably had said something about that to her, and it didn't go well. But on Mia's end, I guess that was a really big deal to her, because he usually just didn't spend that kind of time with her, and the fact that he was, like, just chilling with her and playing video games was like, you know, like when my girlfriend was being a good girlfriend, and I guess she was taking what she could get. For whatever reason, she was trying to make it work with that fool. I think this is a good video for this video. If people are interested, I can tell more stories from this time and other times. And here I somehow found myself on eBay doing some eBaying that I shouldn't have been doing, and bought some Gokaiger stuff. Well, you see, I have These new shelves I have, they're all like one size. I can't really make them different sizes. They're like their own cubbies, you know, which is great for some seasons and not so good for others. So for Gokaiger, I felt like there wasn't really enough stuff to fill the shelf and make it look, you know what I'm saying? So I bought the Ultra Zord, whatever that was actually called. So the race car and the other 2 Zords, and it came with a dragon, the Magi Dragon, the Gokaiger Magi Dragon. Okay. So I'm putting that together, and that's going to go on the shelf as its own thing. And I'll probably do a Gokaiger video with these things on the main channel to try to somewhat justify this purchase. It was a good deal, though. Good deal.
Hey Bruno, what's this purchase for $270 on eBay?
What purchase? I maybe it was Jerry.
Looks like it was to a Japanese toy seller.
Honey, I don't know. I don't think it was me.
That's it. You're getting a spanking.
Mia, huh? I gotta go. Thank you guys for watching and being patrons. Good night. Yep. Honey, what is that? Put that down. Hey.